like when I was younger, I'm like, Watt's cool as hell. Like, I want to be like Watt. Like, real
coach,
talk.
real shit.
Like
Favorite coach.
every room he stepped in, it was like everybody knew that was Watt.
Really running the scale, dog. Let's talk about it. Who really wanted the scale, dog? Let's talk about it.
What up, man? It's the Scale Podcast. I'm Puda.
I'm James.
And today we got the 1987 Gatorade Player of the Year. He was top 20 in the country in 1987. He's a 3-time state championship in high school, 2 basketball, 1 baseball. He got 5 state championships as a coach. He scored 1,281 points at St. Joe's, will put him 7 on time on a scoring list. He's 2-time All-State player. He played at the Providence College. He's a former head coach at St. Joe's High School, Notre Dame High School, Mercy College as well. And now he's an assistant coach at WestCon. And in everybody's eyes, he's a basketball legend. Today we got Chris Watts with us. Mm-hmm. Sir, appreciate you for coming on the podcast today, man. Yes, sir.
Real for real.
Already. So for people who might not know you, like, who is Chris Watts?
Boy, it's not complicated. I'm from Milford, Connecticut. Grew up playing every sport you could think of. I played hockey. I played basketball. I played baseball. Man, I played every sport coming out of Milford as you could imagine. Mm-hmm. Never ice skated, never skied once in my life, but got out there and did a lot of that street hockey. Did a lot of that football, tackle in the snow, like just crazy stuff growing up. And was fortunate enough, like my mom is really me. Like the reason I'm where I am today is because of my mom, because she was at the Bridgeport YMCA, where everybody and their mother went, and that's what got me to be who I am. And so just in short, from Milford, everybody thought I was from Bridgeport. Until I asked the cat for a ride home. Once I asked somebody for a ride home, they was like,
Milford.
"Yo, you not from out here, man." So they learned real quick. I was from Milford, but had so many friends from Bridgeport. I had houses that I would stay overnight at. Okay. My mom would work really crazy hours in Bridgeport. So I'm a product of the YMCA. That's really who I am.
Got you.
Okay. So, like, what age did you start playing basketball?
So, man, I probably started playing basketball at 8 years old. Like once I was able to go to the camp at the YMCA in Bridgeport. Once I was able to like go on the summer camp, I started playing ball at about 8.
The one on Park Ave?
Say it again.
The YMCA on Park Ave?
Yes.
Okay.
It was State Street.
Yeah, State Street,
right in the
State
corner,
Street. Yeah.
Right there. Like it was everybody was there. Like me and Chris Smith used to be in there when we was like in 3rd grade.
Wow.
Like just like going at it. But like his brother Paul Smith was like better than everybody.
I heard stories about him.
Animal. Like Chris's brother Paul was like one of the best dudes coming up as a little kid. Mm-hmm. We looked up to him, so it was just me and Chris battling, and Paul was just who Paul was. But I grew up in the Y, man. Was there every day until my mother got off work sometimes, and we'd take the train home, or some days we get rides home.
Got you.
Yeah.
So who was the first person like to put the basketball in your hands?
It's crazy, man. Again, my mother, man.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. It's not going to be the theme of who I am, like my mother, but that's the foundation. That's the groundwork. That's where it all started.
Okay.
And then like, to be honest, Coach Bentley. Charlie Bentley, man, like coming up, again, being around the YMCA, my mother and him started this league in Bridgeport called the People's Bank League. It was the best league in Bridgeport ever. It's every project in Bridgeport, or every apartment complex in Bridgeport had their own league.
That's tough.
And my mother and Mr. Bentley and another man by the name of John Gilbert would travel around to each area and just make sure the league was functioning. In each area had like 10 teams. So like I played in the South End because that was the closest to the YMCA.
To the Y.
Yeah.
That's why I played there. But then at the end of the whole thing, they brought all the best teams together, and we played in like all-star games against every, like it's not scale.
Yeah.
But like that was the first real little thing in the area that we had. Your pops played in the North End.
Yeah.
Who was an unbelievable guard, and I'll talk more about him later.
For real.
But yeah, man.
It's tough.
So I know you said you grew up playing at the Y a lot, but it's like any other places you grew up playing at?
Absolutely, man. Like South End, Pequannox. I was in the Greens. My mom's hated this, but I had a girlfriend in Father Panic Village when I was in high school. So it was crazy. Like I had a girlfriend in the Father Panic Village, and I was young, and I didn't know this, but my mother had because of the Y, had talked to every dude that ran Father Panic, like that came to the Y. Like dudes would check their guns in with my mom.
Wow.
At the Y, they would check in their knot rolls with my mom. Like people trusted my mom before I was even around. So she knew people already. So when I started dating somebody in the Ville, she had already put the name, put it out there. So I'm playing ball in the middle of the Ville. I'm playing over there Newfield Ballpark. Like I'm playing everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like, the Y, but the Y helped me expand out from there. That's for sure.
It's tough.
For sure.
Okay, so like basically like when you was balling out there, you was good because your mom knew everybody.
Yeah, I was good. Like safety.
Yeah, safety wise. Yeah.
I
Like you
was good.
straight. Okay.
But I was still learning how to play.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I was still learning how to play.
So, growing up, like, what were some of the players that you looked up to in Connecticut?
Yeah, man. First. Not first, I would say, but like the reason why I went to St. Joe's coming up was this guy named Zan Harrison. He's a legend. He's from Bridgeport, from East End, but he went to St. Joe's like one of the first dudes to go to St. Joe's, and he was nice, man. Like he was nice. He had a lot of stuff to his game, so I always looked up to Zan coming up. But again, like my mom running the league with Coach Bentley. I was at all the Harding games. Like, I mean, I'm at the Harding games in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and I'm watching everybody, man. I'm seeing Marvin Gray, The Wiz, Charlie Smith. Wow. I'm watching
All the greats.
all the great ones come up. So yeah, man.
Okay. So like, when did you realize like basketball could really take you somewhere?
When my sophomore year in high school, I'll never forget it. We were playing pickup at St. Joe's, and we had some really good dudes on the team. Mike Feaster, Sheldon Cosby, John Jennings, God bless him, and like a really good senior group. And I'm just becoming a sophomore, coming off my freshman year, and I'm killing everybody on the team as a sophomore. And all of a sudden, the senior, like Mike, who's he's my bro. He came to me and he was like, "Yo, give the ball up." And I was like, "Oh, all right." Like, so I felt like like I had a little something going on. So right then and there, I felt like I've not arrived, but I knew I was going to be the next dude on the team.
Yeah.
Mike and me. Even though we had some animals, man. And then also too, that same summer, I was at this camp called the George Lehman Camp. It was a shooting camp, and I ended up being a pretty good shooter at the end of the whole thing. But I'll never forget this one day in the camp. I went like 20 for 20, and I was like, just doing a drill.
20 for 20.
And I was like, oh, I could. This is crazy. Like the improvement. I just felt, the confidence improves. And they always say like, the more reps you get in, the more confident you get, right? Like so, in confidence, builds accuracy. So I mean, and the more accurate you get, the more confident you get. Yeah. And so like, I just really felt like my reps were paying off, man, back then.
So growing up, like early on, like who was some of like your supporters? Like who believed in you? Like growing up, like all right, Chris, I'm gonna invest my time into you because I know this is something that you want.
I'd say my whole family.
Okay.
My entire family. I think they saw my mom really not not having it, like just having everything. It was just her and me. But I grew up in a household with all my uncles and aunts.
Okay.
So I think them seeing my mom struggle, they all jumped in. So all my aunts, my uncles, cousins. It was more of a family thing. Everyone just started pitching in, and like initially, that's where my support came from.
Okay.
And then later on, coaches start like Coach Montelli
Okay.
was one of my biggest support systems coming up.
Rest in peace to Coach Montelli.
Right, and James too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, he touched everybody, man. Like anyone who came under him or in his path, he literally touched you as much as. And the crazy thing is, like outsiders, it's just like like I think the Yankees, like no one really understands the Yankees unless you're inside
of it.
fan,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people hate them from the outside, but once you get into that Yankee family, you understand. Like same thing with ND. When I call him Uncle Vinny, when Vinny was running Notre Dame,
Yeah.
that family, you can't come into that
Yeah.
circle. Once you get in that circle, then you understand it. But them haters from the outside,
They don't know what go on the inside.
crazy, man.
Like,
they didn't understand it.
Like a lot of people don't like.
I call him Uncle Vinny to this day, man.
That's my guy. Yeah, like you said, from the outside, people think Vinny just one crazy dude, but Vinny actually cares about you. Like he teach you.
He was one of my biggest support systems.
That's my guy.
Coming up, he worked me out.
Yeah.
That man worked me out when I was before I even when I was in high school, straight through high school. When I got out of high school, on my way to Providence, he arranged me. This dude named Harold Jensen, who won a chip at Villanova.
Okay.
And Keith Webster, who was Coach Webster from UB. His name is on the
court.
Webster.
Yep, Webster.
His son played at Harvard, who was unbelievable. Played with he tried out with the Jazz. He's San Antonio Spurs. My senior year coming out, Vinny hooked up a workout at UB with me and them two.
Wow.
I almost quit the game of basketball because these two dudes worked so freaking hard, bro.
Yeah.
They brought like two different shirts, and I'm like, what do they need all them shirts for? After a half hour, they're wringing shirts out, and sweat's coming out, and I got a ring right here, and that's when I learned this is what I need to do. That my whole mind shift changed that same day.
That's what that work looked like.
With them dudes, my whole mind shift changed.
That's what that work looked like. That good work
really looked like.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Facts. All right, so like growing up, did you have a favorite player that you try to model your game after?
Yeah. Guy from the Pistons, Dumas. Okay. His last name is Dumas. He's like the VP right now for the Detroit Pistons. And it's crazy, I can't remember his first name, but Dumas was like a two-guard, strong, good character. He wasn't like a rah-rah guy, but he got the job done. He could shoot the ball real well. He was like that two-guard I want to be.
Okay.
Coming up.
So growing up in Milford, how was that? How was that different from growing up in Bridgeport from your perspective?
So besides everyone thinking I grew up in Bridgeport, man, I had a cross burnt on my lawn.
What?
Yeah, man. I had a cross burnt on my lawn when the Milford schools found out I wasn't going to go to school in Milford.
Wow.
Like that day that they found out that I was going to St. Joe's, man, I didn't get to see it burning because my family sheltered me so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I saw a burnt piece of wood in my lawn at the end of it all. And my grandma was like, she couldn't believe it. And then we even thought about, no, maybe you should go to foreign high school. Yeah. And I'm not blaming foreign high school for what happened, but somebody in Milford did that thing, man. And so, growing up, I would come home from grammar school, walk home from school. The school's at the top of the street. And the guy at AT&T, the phone company guy, called me the N-word.
Wow.
I was walking home. Growing up in Milford wasn't great, but the great thing about it was the families that I was close to and the kids that I were close to were real, and they took me in like I was their family. There's always going to be some wackos out there doing some crazy stuff, but the families in Milford that took me in, that taught me like this is family, no matter what you look like. I was able to learn that lesson quickly. So as I got older, I noticed that stuff quicker than anybody else. like I noticed when people were looking at me funny or looking at me and my boys funny.
Yeah.
I would notice that thing quicker than anybody because I grew up in it. Like I knew when someone was giving that look, and I knew the little smart comments that would be made that maybe one of my boys couldn't pick up on.
Yeah.
So I was real sensitive to that stuff growing up, man. And Milford, I think Milford did that to me, man. And I love Bridgeport. Again, all my boys are from there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends to this day from Milford too, but it was really different. Man.
Okay. All right, so let's switch it up. So why St. Joseph?
For that reason, it was Vito Montelli, to be completely honest with you. Like I sat down with him, and I was going to St. Joe's to play football, or I was going to high school to play football.
Okay.
I wanted to play football. I could throw the ball 60 yards in 8th grade, and I knew I was going to be a quarterback. Like I knew it. But I sat down with Coach Montelli just on a visit because I played Pop Warner football with this kid named Bobby Hayes, Milford dude, and he was a freshman at St. Joe's. He was like, just come check it out one day. Never even heard of it. But after I checked it out, I went to a game, and I watched St. Joe's play at Foreign High School against, forgot who they were.
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, wow, this is different. Never heard of this school. It's only in Trumbull.
Yeah.
And then I went and visited. That day I sat down with that man. Was the day I said, that's where I'm going. Because he wasn't all about basketball. He talked family. I mean, James knows, man.
Yeah.
Like he talked family first. He talked after high school. He don't talk about what you're gonna do on the court. It wasn't even like that.
Yeah.
And that's what turned me. That's what I never heard that before. Everybody in every high school that wanted me to go to play at their high school was like, "Oh, you're good. You should come here, and you should be. You could do this, and you could do that."
Yeah.
He was just like, "Yo, you will be a changed person when you leave here. This is family. I'll teach you about family." Man,
It's tough.
and I had a good, strong support system, but like I didn't have a father figure. So like this was like all of a sudden I got this man in front of me, and I'm like, wow. Like I was pretty impressed.
Vito, that's a good guy. That was a good guy. Vito was definitely a good guy. So if you didn't go to St. Joe's, what schools you would have went to?
Damn, I almost said unfortunately. It would have been Fairfield Prep or Notre Dame West Haven.
Okay.
It would have been one of those two schools.
Okay. Cool.
So freshman year, did you start your freshman year at St. Joseph?
Nope. No. I played JV up until half of the year, and then like everybody, it's such a great feeling, man, when you're a sophomore and you're walking out of the JV game.
Yeah, like
That's
early.
a great feeling. You're like, all right, deuces, everybody. Like I'm going to get ready for the varsity game, and then like you just go get ready for that game, but. Halfway through my freshman year, he cut me out of JV, and he was like, "You're gonna be my sixth man on varsity."
That's tough.
And I was like, "Cool." And then as soon as we hit the state tournament that year as a freshman, I started starting. So I started starting as a freshman into the state tournament.
That's tough.
Yeah, and I'm still friends with the guy who I replaced. I'm not gonna say his name, but he still runs tournaments around Connecticut like you wouldn't believe, man.
Okay, cool.
So in your eyes, what would you say was your best year at St. Joe's?
Man, it's a toss up between junior and senior year for me because senior year I already decided where I wanted to go to college. So that's what made it so much fun because I already knew I was going to go to college someplace, and so the year all I had to do was just play that year, so that was fun. But my junior year, I killed it my junior year, and that's when I felt like I had to impress a lot of college coaches because that's when they were all coming out, checking me out. So if I had to say my best year, it would be my junior year. I would say it would be my junior year, only because I was just really trying to go, like really ball, trying to not get my numbers up, but I wanted coaches to see that I could be a good player. I could be like my goal was to be a McDonald's All American. My goal was I wanted to play in that game.
Yeah.
So bad, man.
That's everybody's dream.
Yeah.
To play in that game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you remember the starting five from your junior year?
Yeah. Yep. But the best starting five was my senior year. But my junior year, I remember it was me, Darrell Wilson, Al Talameo, Marvin Saller, and Tom Montelli.
Oh, Tom played? I didn't know
Tom. Yeah.
He got a jersey retired. His number retired or something, right?
No. They don't retire jerseys at St. Joe's.
Yeah, they don't.
I was talking
in
to
the Hall of Fame.
They
I was talking to somebody, but they was like after Montelli's son wore that number, nobody else ever had it.
Okay, so good point. Great point. Number 13,
Yeah.
no one ever got that jersey again.
Yeah.
It didn't get put in the rafters, but Coach Montelli made sure no one wore 13.
Because
That's a great.
yeah,
that's
because
a
Greg
great
told me,
about
because
that.
Greg was like, that was his number 13, but that's why he had to get 35
That's
because
true.
nobody could get 13.
That's true. So true.
That's tough.
I remember that.
That's tough. So like playing in high school, like what was one team that you always look forward to playing?
Harding first, because we were in the MBACs first. Like we played Harding, Bassick Central, all the Bridgeport schools. We played like my freshman, sophomore year, and then we moved on. My junior, senior, they wouldn't even do that. They would not do that right now.
Yeah.
I played in the Catholic League.
The ACC, right? All Catholic conference,
all
right?
Catholic conference.
Yeah.
St. Joe's all Catholic?
St. Bernard's.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm talking the teams who you see winning it every year: Notre Dame, West Haven, Xavier, Fairfield Prep, Northwest Catholic, this East Catholic. We were all in the same. We were on the St. Bernard's in Uncasville.
Yeah.
We were all in the same league. And out of that, it was Prep.
Yeah.
Like it was always Fairfield Prep, because it was so close and a rival. Coming up, I never played Trumbull High.
Wow. I was just about to ask that.
I never played Trumbull High. No, we played Stratford High. They were in the MBAC. They were also in the MBAC when I was a freshman, sophomore. Stratford High.
Okay.
That was also a great team. A lot of great players.
It's tough.
All right, so during high school, like, what part of your game improved the most during your high school years?
Defense. I couldn't play defense coming into high school. I didn't even understand the concept, man, of defense, like help defense and all that stuff. But I learned it quick. Like, but that part of my game improved a lot.
That's tough.
I always enjoyed shooting the ball. Like I said, after my sophomore year, that's all I wanted to do. But defensively, like coach taught us how to be in gaps. He taught us how to like shrink space. He taught us how to make the court smaller for the offensive team. And I really, once I understood that, I took to it. And like going on to college, like that really helped me get on the court in college because I had concepts of defense. So yeah, if I didn't improve on defense, I wouldn't have got on the court in college. I wouldn't have, man.
So what's one game at St. Joe's that you will never forget and why?
As a player,
Yeah.
goodness, yeah, it would be beating Colby in the state championship. Because the year before that they beat us in the state championship. I'm sorry, the year before that they beat us in the state championship. So for it to be like, Chris Smith is like really killing it at that time, and I was a senior, he was a junior, and he and I and a couple other players in the state were it.
Yeah.
And to be able to like come back and beat, like, cause they broke our heart, man, my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Like I had some seniors on the team that like were my big brothers, like Greg Thomas, who's at Bridgeport
GT,
Prep.
yeah.
GT, everybody knows GT. People don't know, like we were teammates in high school. I used to stay at his house like more than anybody. His mother took care of me, and so like with that group, that was a great group. And so when they lost that game, like I was only a sophomore. I mean, I boo-hooed with them guys. And not just because of the game, but because I knew I would never see them again. And then all of a sudden, here it is, my senior year, we're playing Colby again in the same chip. That game meant a lot to me. meant a lot to me.
So back then, like, where was like the state championship games at?
Central
Connecticut.
Central Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
All right, so what did Coach Montelli mean to you?
Yeah, so he definitely was a father figure. And almost everyone that plays for him says that, even dudes who got dads. Like even guys who got pops is like, yeah, he was like a father. Like kids who had mothers and fathers that were really, really good, they would still say the same thing about this man. Just because, again, I didn't grow up with a father. And then having him step in the way he stepped in, and then his family stepping in the way they stepped in, was amazing, man. Like, and they're an amazing family. Like, the mother was great. You know, Mrs. Montelli was great. Every single brother, every sister, they were all like family. I used to spend the night at Tommy's house.
Wow.
I say Tommy because he was my teammate, and I would stay the night at the Montellis. I mean, he would drive me to every camp I went to. Every single camp I went to, Coach Montelli drove me to. Every letter, and I was gonna bring him tonight, but I was just like, nah, there's no need. We're not gonna zoom it in on the camera. I was gonna bring all my letters. Some of my letters, right?
Bro. It's legendary.
With like autographs from every coach you could think of. You name a coach, his name is at the bottom of this pizza. Every coach you could think of. Every coach you could think of. And and at the top of the page it would say, in care of Vito Montelli.
Wow.
Chris Watts in care of. So none of the letters came to me. I never got a letter mailed to my house. Not once. Every single one of my college letters got mailed to Vito Montelli. And then he would bring me in at the end of the week and give me all my letters.
Wow.
And like I'm sure he protected me in some cases. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he. And I can't say he withheld any letters. I believe he gave me every single letter that was sent to me. But he would always say to me, like, "Hey, look at this. They spelled your name wrong. Like, if they really care about you, why would they spell your name wrong? Hey, they put Watkins instead of Watts. Like, if they really cared about you, why are they
messing up?
Circling stuff. He was red penning stuff.
That's tough.
And giving me my letters, and I'm reading them, and I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, I get you, I get it.
Shows that he really cared about you.
He was the most. He was one of the most. Like I have really good family members too.
Yeah.
But you asked me what Coach Montelli meant to me. He was special. I mean, he handed his legacy over to me. So I'm in. You know, I'll never forget that. You know, he entrusted me with his kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always going to be thankful for that.
So what was it like playing under him though? How was that?
Demanding. Right? Demanding. Like nothing changed. Like I can't say anything changed except for maybe his tone. You know, when I was playing, like he would be more of like he'll blow that whistle and it'll be like, boom, stop there. That'd be it. Listen up. Maybe later on, he'll let a little bit of the play go, but he will never let bad play go on. But if the play is continuing, like he used to be early on in the habit of just blowing it right there. That's it. Do it again. He let guys, and I think it's just a part of the learning process too as a coach for him. As things start going on, like he started letting guys play through mistakes. And then me as a player who used to get the quick whistle, as a coach, I'm sitting over there kind of mad, like, blow it. But then I realized, like, that's the process. Like, he learned, like, you got to let it go a little bit longer. And I was like, and so I was learning as he was learning.
Yeah.
But playing for him was unbelievable. Like, it was great, man. Like, I felt he had our back. Like in school, especially in school, he had our back. And that's what I think kids want in high school, to know that their high school coach got their back.
Yeah.
More than anything. He definitely had our back, man. Yeah, I enjoyed playing for him. And then by my senior year, I felt like I knew him. So, you know, yellow light became the green light.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you get that green light, James knew. It's just super fun.
Yeah.
Because then he's going to let you do a little bit more than
Yeah.
everybody else. He wasn't like that. Once you get to be that senior, you didn't have the reins on you that tight. But he knew how to pull them if he had to.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
So what was one coach that you hated playing against in high school?
Yeah, it's a quick answer for me. It is Clem. Swear to goodness, I hated playing against Clem.
Clint was coaching at Harding?
Harding, man,
Okay.
he could be anywhere. I did not want to play against Charles Clement.
Oh
Because
man.
we come from the same school,
Yep.
but he's a little bit better at defense than me. I think. I mean, I'm not going to candy coat it. Like
He's a defensive coach for
he
real.
is.
Like, yeah, he is.
And that wins games in good guards. And he was a good guard, and he could defend, and he knows how to teach it. And then when you start seeing him diving on the floor before
Yeah.
the game and stuff,
Coach diving on the floor before the game.
Clem was crazy.
but no, I have the most respect for him. He is the dude that I don't want to see on the other side.
Yeah. That's it.
All respect.
Clem's a good dude.
Yep, love him to death.
What was your toughest matchup in high school
As a player,
as a player?
Frenchie.
Harder.
Yeah, Frenchie Tomlin. Only guy that probably didn't go pro like all the other names up in the Harding rafters, but his jersey's retired.
Yeah.
Like, why is your jersey retired and you didn't make it out of college? There's a reason for that. That man is bad. Frenchie Tomlin is one of the baddest dudes I've ever played. He's the guy that pushed me every day. When I'm by myself, I'm thinking about him. So I'm telling you.
I heard he was nasty.
No.
I heard he was the goods.
He was real.
I heard that.
Like his numbers retired in Harding with Wes and John
Bagley,
Bagley,
yeah.
and Charles Smith and Frenchie.
French, yeah.
Frenchie he was really good, man. And because I saw him early on, we met at Orchid Boys Club. My mom was coaching my team, and we thought we were that good. We took a team to Orchid Boys Club just to play against dudes from Bridgeport because we thought we were all that Milford kids. Frenchie was left hand laying, like right hand laying, like stuff you don't see, like switching it up and doing that. Like how do you know?
Yeah, at a young age.
And then he proceeded to probably beat us by 30.
So,
And then he went to high school, and he and I almost went to St. Joe's together.
wow.
Because Vito used to run that league in St. Joe's called the Metro League.
Metro League, yep.
And he was smart. He would run this league. All the schools from all around, like McGivney came. I remember his pops, man. T-Bone brought this team in, man. McGivney ran through the Metro League like it was like they they went through this thing. Coach Montelli was like, took like 4 dudes from Hitman Tamaj, and that's all we needed really. And like some other guys came, but still like so. I saw so French and I played in that league. Coach Montelli brought us both in, and Frenchie almost came to St. Joe's. We both almost played together.
It's tough.
But he went to Harding, and then, like I said, MB Act that my freshman sophomore year. So I saw him for 2 years early on, and then we both won the co-MVP of the JCC All-Star game.
All-Star game.
For the
Okay.
seniors.
It's tough.
We both got
That's
it
tough.
together. Like we co-MVP'd it. We beat these dudes from Jersey. Real good.
Okay.
So do you remember your first college offer?
Yeah. Yep. It was Providence.
That's tough.
My sophomore year, we used to make fun of this guy, Coach Donnelly. Coach Donnelly. Like, guys on St. Joe's would, like, make fun of this guy because wherever we played, he was there. We called him the Greyhound because he was just he would travel everywhere, not knowing that he was the assistant coach at Providence.
Wow.
To the point where, like, I saw him on all the time. And then I remember my sophomore year, That was my first offer. Was from Providence. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that after all the other offers started coming in.
So how does it feel to be the first and only St. Joe's player to win Gatorade Player of the Year?
It's crazy. I mean, just considering all the guys who played there,
That's tough.
like him,
That's tough.
Tamaj. I mean, like, there's so many other guys that were worthy. The state is different. You know what I mean? I think it was just so not pure back then, but it wasn't like a lot of other stuff going on. I don't even know how to explain it. But as time went on, like it just, I don't want to say becomes political.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, and you could tell me I'm wrong, but like I don't think the prep schools in Connecticut should be able to garnish a Gatorade.
Give her, yeah.
I don't think that should be right. Like in wherever you're from, a prep school, you should not be the Gatorade Player of the Year. Wherever you're from, and I don't want to name,
No, absolutely.
all the prep
Yeah.
schools. It should be a high school.
High school, like regular high school.
Gatorade Player of the Year in your state.
Yeah.
Because so many guys are from different states that come in
here.
to come into these prep schools. Like they gave it to one guy one year here in Connecticut. He wasn't from Connecticut, and so I'm like, how are you the Gatorade player? Because you went to school here.
That makes sense.
So it just gets kind of muddied up. But yeah, it feels good. I mean, I want more. I want more guys to get it.
Yeah.
I really felt like until I went back maybe 2 years ago, I didn't know that. I thought that there were more. Like I thought there were some guys that came up that got it. But
You're the only one.
now I see it up there. It's kind of
That's tough.
It's tough to get that award right there.
Yeah.
Gatorade Player of the Year.
That's tough. You're the only one. And it's coming from St. Joe's, like where a lot of people came and played and went far. That's tough.
that's
That's tough.
yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Already.
So I got one question for you. Is it true that NC State coach flew a helicopter to recruit you?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Like that guy that from SPs, he's like, don't quit, don't ever quit.
Yeah.
He gave because he had cancer. Jimmy Valvano, he was the athletic director for North Carolina State, and he was the head coach. They came off a Final Four. I think they might have won the whole thing maybe 2 or 3 years before. And he landed a helicopter on my football field at St. Joe's.
That's tough.
They let the whole school out. And they lined the whole school up from the school to the football field, and they let him come walk down. And he was just, he was the most animated coach that I've ever seen in my life, man. He was, coming down. We want Watts.
That's tough.
He was like getting the school to say that stuff.
Wow. I would have went.
Listen,
A helicopter on the football
yeah,
field?
like
Come on,
just,
we out.
The whole.
That's tough.
But the crazy thing is, like the day I went to go see Coach Montelli to announce where I was going, I called him. He said, because we had it all worked out. When you decide where you want to go, call me. We'll have a press conference at the school. You'll get to me. You'll tell me where you're gonna go, and then you'll announce it. You know how they do it.
Yeah.
But without the hats and all that stuff they do today. So I called him. I'm NC State, all the way to the school.
Wow.
All the way to the school. I'm NC State. And just as soon as I sat up there with me and my mom to decide where I wanted to go to school, I looked at my mom and I said, Providence.
Wow.
Like it was, and like you said, I would have went there.
Wow.
I was going there. Like they made it really, like they let me understand that if my mom wanted to come to games, she could come to games. Like if she wanted to be close to me, they made it clear that she could be close to me. Without saying anything else.
Yeah. That's good. And that's
But,
tough.
yeah, I last minute I said, no, it's Providence. Because they were they what they say now, they're my day ones.
Yeah.
They're my first ones. My first, and plus, Rick Pitino to me was the best coach on the planet at that time. Like he was turning guys into pros
Early.
like, and the crazy thing is like that summer before I decided to go there, they went to the Final Four. They just come off the Final Four, and I'm a senior in high school. No, I had just committed to Providence. My fault. And they went on their run to the Final Four, so I got to go see them when they went on their run. But prior to me committing to Providence, I'm at 5-star, and Patino was doing a lecture at 5-star, and he calls me up, and he calls up another kid, and he proceeds to make us go through this workout. Now, we're just coming out of lunch. He worked us out so hard. This is before I signed for Providence. I'm running out of the building, losing everything. I'm letting it all. I'm losing my whole lunch.
Yeah.
Coming back in, finishing the workout, to the point where I found out later that he was like, "Yo," he called his assistants and was like, "We lost Watts. He's not coming." Like I just made him lose his lunch. He ain't coming. Like I found that out later.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, this dude worked me out so hard. Like that's where I want to go.
That's tough.
Like, I want to go play for this dude. Yeah.
So how are you and Rick Pitino relationship now?
Good. I mean, we're phone calls. We could, I make phone calls to him. We text. I congratulate him on wins. He actually texted me after we, WestCon was able to win our league this year. He sent me a nice text. Along Rick Barnes from Tennessee sent me a really nice long text when we got the win.
That's good.
But Patino and and I still hound him. Like I would love to work for him. But he's got guys are pretty locked into their thing, and there's days where I just pray. Maybe someone in the staff just said makes a move, and he calls me.
Yeah.
But we still speak. We're still. I respect the heck out of him, man. I still think he's one of the best out there, along with Coach Barnes out in Tennessee. There's a lot of guys that are really doing a great job. My assistant coach at Providence was Stu Jackson. He's now the commissioner in the West Coast Conference, like with Gonzaga and all that.
Okay.
Right? He was the New York Knicks coach. Jeff Van Gundy was a coach of mine. He coached the New York Knicks.
Did see that?
With the Clippers. Herb Sendek, who's at Santa Clara now, he was my assistant at Providence. Rick Barnes, Coach Patino. I pull from quite a few guys.
Okay.
So when you had to narrow it down, what was your top 3 schools to choose from in college?
Yep, it was NC State, UConn, and Providence. Yep, and I had it down to 5. Boston College was in there, and so was Seton Hall. Yep.
UConn's tough.
Yeah, it's crazy, I'm just gonna let it out because shit, I'm not getting any younger. There's no telling when I'll be able to air any of this stuff out. Man. When I was in high school, they didn't have Midnight Madness. They had a thing called for example, the blue and white game. So every college around America would have whatever color. When Providence, we had the black and white game.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to Providence, they had Midnight Madness. UConn's Midnight Madness, they put out a letter to every student in the school at UConn. If you want to come to our Midnight Madness, you got to go to this school in Trumbull, Connecticut, St. Joe's. So Jim Calhoun had their Midnight Madness at St. Joe's. They bust students. They bust all the students from UConn to St. Joe's to watch, and all the alumni. And all. If you want to watch their blue and white game, you had to come to St. Joe's. And they sat me at half court. And all the players dapped me up. I mean, I visited, UConn after all that, but UConn had their Midnight Madness at St. Joe's. It was amazing, man.
That's tough.
That was definitely one of my 3.
I would have went there too. I've been in transfer portal. I've been right in the portal.
Looking back though, to be honest, and my Providence people ain't gonna like me saying this, but job wise, all my friends that played at UConn, man, got jobs straight out of school in Connecticut. You know what I mean? I struggled for a little bit looking for a job here and there, but my friends who played at UConn, they were getting jobs like that. So in hindsight, I say, all right, afterwards, maybe. That might have been it, just because of afterwards, the whole job thing. I still feel like I still, have some notoriety in Connecticut, but job wise, them UConn guys were getting jobs quick, quick in the judicial system.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah, 'cause I remember Smitty was a probation.
Ali Mack,
Yeah, Ali Mack, all of
Lyman
them.
DePriest,
Yeah,
all those guys got some really nice state jobs.
that's tough.
Yep.
So how was the recruitment process? Like, was it hectic for you, or like was it getting overwhelming, or did you love it?
It never got overwhelming because, like I said, everything went through Coach.
Okay.
Everything went through Vito. Nothing. Like the calls never came to my house. The letters never came to my house. They all went to his house, and the calls. Like his daughters to this day they joke around and tell me how their phone used to ring off the hook at night. Like to the point where the mom, Miss Montelli, used to just take it off the hook, because coaches were calling there thinking it was my house.
That's crazy.
So the process was, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. Definitely.
Okay.
So I know you said that Providence was basically the first school that offered you. Is there any other reason why you chose Providence?
Definitely Patino. I wanted my mom to watch me play. She watched me play every game from like grammar school all the way through high school, and I never wanted to take that from her.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be in the area where my family could come and see me, and I knew at Providence it was wasn't far.
Yeah.
So that played a big role in it. That was another big reason. But then also, man, Providence it felt like St. Joe's. It was like the same kind of feel, same kind of student. So it felt like home to me.
So you going to Providence? How did that UConn and Providence rivalry start?
All right.
Cause I see some games on YouTube and stuff, and y'all used to, it was chippy.
It was chippy.
It was bad. Jeez. All right. I'm just trying to think about where to start, because it definitely started when I was a junior. You definitely know Eric Murdoch.
Yep.
Played in the league for like 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
He and I were roommates. Some people are gonna be upset about this, but this is what happened. There were a couple cheerleaders for UConn, and Eric and I started dating them, and we didn't know that they were dating some of the guys on the basketball team too. So
that's how a lot of beef started.
right there. I don't even need to go into it, but I will. It got to the point where we're on UConn's campus, and they're encouraging us to leave. They're like, "You two need to leave like now." We're like, "Why? Why?" And then before you know it, the whole basketball team came into the place we were at.
Wow.
And then me and Eric learned really quickly that we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't even walk out. We ran out. We jumped in the car. We took off out of there. They were, throwing stuff at the car.
Yo.
Then we get to the game. The game is like the next day. And like still same feelings. And still I see the same guys that were like, that wanted to get to us, get to us. And then Eric and Tate George got into a little something. One of them spits on the other one. They get into a fist fight. The whole bench is clear.
Wow.
And at the end, we beat them. And at the end of the game, I had one cheerleader on one arm, and Eric had another cheerleader on an arm, and we walked past Coach Calhoun.
Wow.
And needless to say, I think after the next week, they were never on the cheerleading team again. And from that point on, like every time the game we played, man, it was
war.
It was a war, man.
It was war.
That's where it started. Granted, like Providence, UConn, they always battled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing really kicked up a whole nother notch when this stuff, when this whole thing set off. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
So what was your welcome to college moment?
Okay, that's a good one. We're out again. We're in college. We're out. We're out at a house party or something. We're just out off campus. I'm a freshman. This is. You just asked me what was my first aha moment.
Yep.
And it's like midnight, and I'm like looking at my watch. I'm looking at the guys. I'm like, so finally I go up to a senior. Now it's like getting late. I'm like, yo, we gotta get back to the dorms.
Yeah.
They're gonna lock them. They're gonna lock the dorms. And he's like, what? Go tell him that. And so there's another senior over, and he's like, Watts, tell him that. And I go, hey, we gotta go. They're gonna lock the dorms. And then everybody's laughing at me. And then finally I'm like, yo, what is so funny? Like, yo, Watts, they never lock the dorms. They stay open? I go, all the time? Yeah, that was my aha moment in college, man. I was just like, yeah, wow. And like, there's just so much freedom in college, man.
Yeah.
That's why I believe, like, kids coming out, recruits and stuff like that, you have to go to some place where it's structured. Where you don't got to do too much thinking about planning your day, where it's pretty much planned for you. Yeah. Because there's so much free time in college. Sure. Right? There's just so much free time, man.
So how was it playing for Rick Pitino?
It was great. I was with him. He brought me in. Let's see. He came to about 5 of my games coming up, and before they offered me, and then even after I committed. Then I went to Providence in the summer. They recommended I come take some summer courses, and then that's where I became really close with Billy Donovan. He was on campus, still working out, getting ready to go play for the Knicks. He was actually trying to go into the draft. That's what he was working on. And so I only had Coach Pitino, man, for a summer, where I got all the seniors. I got to go through the workouts, little mini meetings, stuff like that. I never got to be in a game situation with Coach Pitino because he called us all in, and I just thought this was genius, man. He called us all in, and he said, "Who wants to go pro?" And this is in the summer, and I'm like, everybody's raising their hand. And he's like, all right. And this is why he's just so beyond. He goes, all right, well, I got a chance to go pro. and if nobody wants me to go pro, I'll stay. But I want you all to go pro. But do you guys want me to go pro? And we're like, he goes, and if you don't want me to go pro, raise your hand. And I'm like, I looked at all the upperclassmen like, you better raise your hand. I came here for him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't come here for those, and no one raised their hand, and he said, well, I'm going to the Knicks.
Wow.
And I'm taking Billy Donovan with me. And I was like, wow. And then him, Stu Jackson, and one other coach went with them to the Knicks.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he left. So I had him for a summer. So all his workouts are still a part of me. Like he's got, some of the best workouts there are. Being able to work out with Billy Donovan that summer was unbelievable. We're all still really good friends to this day. As far Billy, and most of the guys we played with.
Yeah. So what made you stay if he was leaving?
The rule that they don't have now. If I leave and go to a Big East school, I have to sit out 2 years.
Dang.
That's tough. That's crazy.
If I leave and I go to another college outside of the Big East, I got to sit out a year. So I called Coach Montelli, and he got a hold of Larry Brown. I was on my way to Kansas, and then something just told me just to stick it out. Like, let's see who the new coach is. Let's see, what happens. And so I couldn't do 2 years going to another Big East school.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a year, man. I just couldn't do a year. I just wanted to play.
Play ball.
So I just stuck it out, and we ended up getting an assistant coach who ended up going to the Utah Jazz, Coach Chiesa. Gordy Chiesa, he was over there with Coach Sloan at Utah
Jerry
Jazz.
Sloan.
And then Coach Barnes from Tennessee came in right after that.
Got you.
So what is something people don't realize about playing in the Big East?
I would say it's a fist fight every night. It's the physicality, just like in any other game. You know, everyone says the physicality, but the parity in the Big East. You know, the ability for any team to win any game on any night. It's kind of scary. I would hate to. You know, them coaches must go through it. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause you just don't know if you're going to pull it off or not any given night. But as players, we know we're going to go into a war every single night. Like, it could be Dana Barrows, it could be Billy Owens, it could be like Malik Sealy. Like these dudes were incredible, man. Like, so yeah, I'd say it was just the parity in every night, the physicality of it. You know, everybody hitting everybody. There was never a night off where you could say, "Oh, like, oh, we got this."
We got this
like,
game.
It's just never, man, never.
So like me growing up, I used to listen to like Lil Wayne before the games. Like, who did you listen to before the games?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Word.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. I can't name the song, man. Yo, that kid was tear it up. When them horns start going, bum, 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 bum. Yo, I'm like, that's used to
The horns started going.
because rap wasn't great. Like, you know, I didn't even have Biggie in college. I didn't have Jay-Z in college. You know, it was different, man. I enjoyed Earth, Wind, and Fire, man.
Got it.
So what was your what would you say your best game was in college?
Georgetown. It was because Eric Murdoch was out because he had this heart thing going on. And it was the same week that Loyola Marymount lost somebody to a heart thing, Hank Gathers. He had just passed away from a heart thing. And then Eric had a heart thing going on, like he had like this irregular heartbeat. And so he couldn't play against Georgetown. And so it was just me, you know, Marvin Sadler here in Bridgeport, and like, you know, the regular cast of Providence. But we won the game without Eric. I played pretty much the whole game. I ran the point. I hit some threes. It was just like a game we were supposed to lose because Eric wasn't playing. So I would say like me stepping up that game without him having to be in the lineup, to me, with getting the win, you know, to me that was my best game. There was games where I had, you know, in the 20s, like we'd play like a local. We played Central. I think I had 10 assists in the game. I got in trouble after the game because I was like getting flashy with it. I was coming down, I'm no looking, doing spins. Like I'm feeding the post and I'm looking at the crowd. Like just dumb stuff. And I mean, we destroyed them.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that was great. But like meaningful to me, like, you know, was beating Georgetown without our best player on the floor.
So, what was your first coaching job?
Like when we were at St. Joe's, Coach would always have a camp. He would always have a camp, and to pay my tuition at St. Joe's, I would have to work the camp. And so I worked this camp. So like we were coaching as young as sophomores in high school because he's making us. Like he's making us teach them like little. Like he brought in his like main guys like Mr. Oleas and like these other dudes that would run the camp. But like the players, we always had to work it. So my first coaching job was in high school when I was in high school. But then real where I felt like, you know, I had to come up with plays and stuff like that. That was went right out of college. Like when I got done playing ball, I came back and coached Coach Clemens his senior year in high school. That was my first back to St. Joe's. So call it say I got out of college in 91. By 94, I'm coaching Clem.
Okay.
Yep. So that was my real first.
You coached Dez too, right? Artist.
Dez the next year.
The next year, yeah.
Yep. With Mike Donnelly.
Okay.
We won it both years.
It's tough.
Yep. Clem's year, and then Dez's year. Dez was a beast.
Yeah, I heard.
Dez, all them guys. To be honest with you, there's a guy named Keith Vale. Nobody really hears too much about. He was a 6'8", looked like a lumberjack, man. Like now he looks like a big lumberjack. But coming out the Big East, Coach Montelli would give me a lot of the offense. So I would take all of Syracuse's lob plays, and I wrote them all up, and I gave them to him, and I said, "This will work with this guy." I mean, we're throwing stuff up to this kid. He's like armpits above the rim.
Wow.
Like just banging it. Like, yeah.
All right, so Coach Montelli, last game, where's Hill House? Let's talk about that.
That's definitely my top 3 favorite games ever coaching in, even though I was an assistant. There's a lot to that because I worked in New Haven and I heard all year long how good Hill House was. Like I used to buy my ties and stuff at this place called the Sample Shop in New Haven, and all the dudes would be in there, like, man, you guys ain't got a chance. You see Hill House this year, like all the New I heard it all, and I was in like the social work kind of field, so I monitored people, and I'd go to their homes. Their fathers would be like, "Yo, your St. Joe's team ain't got nothing for Hill House if you come this way." So all year long, I'm hearing how good Hill House is. Knowing their coaches, knowing people like that are like, you know, trying to knock us, saying we got nothing.
Yeah.
To now get into that game, and that game was crazy, man. I'll never forget. All I remember, like that is the game that Coach Montelli handed me the reins. People don't know. People do not know this, but at that game, even in the beginning, when we were in the locker room, he let me give the lineups. He let me talk about the other team. I'm sitting up there giving like all right, Tomas, this dude's gonna do this, and James this and that, and he's just sitting on the side like this, just letting me go, and I'm like, this wasn't he never let me do that all year, and so I did it this year, you know, this game, and I'm like, all right, cool, like maybe it just he wants just another voice. We get on the court, it was not a good half. Not a good half. We get in at halftime, and he does like he's gives a speech. I don't even know if he even asked me to say anything. But that second half, we come back out, and on our way into the locker room, 3 dudes ran by him, and like tried to like give him a little something.
I don't even know how you remember that. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. They bumped me on the way to the locker room. I remember that like yesterday.
And that shit bothered me, yo. That shit irked the shit out of me. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So we go in the locker room, and I know it moved him a different way. We come back out. I just saw like a different look on everybody's face. It was like time stopped. I'm telling you. It was like time stopped, and all we did was score. And then, and we're sitting there, we're going, and all of a sudden, he looks at me. You were playing. He looks at me and he goes, "Do something. Do something." And I said, "Just move a little bit that way." Not saying like I took it over, but I was like, then let me just kneel down, coach. And not for nothing, I swear to you, man, he let me do it from there on out.
Wow.
And that's not why we won, but just that's what that game meant to me, man. Like that was a time when coach was just like total trust in me. You know, like what he said, literally looked at me and said, "Do something," and I was like, okay. And then we just did our thing, man. Like it was crazy. James came down, hit a bunch of shots. Tamaj was an animal. I saw their whole body language just like came out of them. Like all the air just came right out of them, man. And we were just like, I was like, is this really gonna happen? And we won that thing, man.
I was at that game
It
too.
was amazing.
I felt like I went to St. Joe's that day. I
Yo,
was
and
I
I
was
made
tripping.
eye contact with this dude in the stands from the clothing place.
Yeah.
He was in the stands. I'm looking at him. I'm like, "What's up?"
What's up now?
But he wouldn't look. He wouldn't look.
I remember that day. Matter of fact, even the day before that, we was all out. Remember? It was me, James, Tamaj. Well, it was over now. We was at a hotel party
Not for nothing.
the night before.
Really?
The night before the state championship.
We was at a hotel party till like 3 a.m. I'm like, yo, these cats is wilding. They got a game in the
Before
morning.
the state championship.
That's why they came to like second half. Yo,
I'm like, yo.
Quincy balled out that
Quincy
game.
had a good game that
He
game.
was a
Quincy.
sophomore.
Even
Raekwon had a good game that
Raekwon
game
had
too.
A clutch shot. Yeah.
Raekwon had a
say
good game
that.
that game too.
Raekwon came in, did his thing. Quincy was just like,
Hooping.
Yeah.
you know, there were certain guys, you know, that we just knew.
That's when you know it's gonna be Quincy team that next year.
Yup. Yup. And it was. It was. And that was the year Coach left. And then everybody thought we were going to be garbage. And I think we lost 2 games.
So, St. Joe's was your first head coaching job
For high school.
for high school.
Yeah. I was his assistant for 15 years. Like, and I didn't want any other job. I didn't want, if someone came along and said, you could take this, I didn't want
You didn't want
I
it.
told everybody I will be his assistant over any job in the state of Connecticut. I preferred to be his assistant. Yeah.
So when you took over coaching for Coach, did you feel like you had big shoes to fill?
Yeah. I knew that the eyes were going to be on me. I just didn't know to what extent. I didn't know how many eyes would be on me. But yeah, I knew it was going to be huge shoes. That's why going into the like to that press conference when he handed me over the job, I made it a point to say, like, I'm not even trying to fill his shoes. I said, I just want to walk in my own shoes. Yeah. Like I said that at the press conference, man. I'm like, there's no way you can't fill his shoes. You know, compared to everything he's done, man.
Yeah.
And in the life lessons that he teaches you, just amazing.
Nah, yeah, Vito was a good guy. Like, I remember, like, Notre Dame, we never played y'all in, like, the regular season, but we would always play y'all, like, in, like,
Summer
fall
league,
ball,
fall league,
summer league.
yeah.
And, like, I was always the littlest dude on the team, but I was always guarding, like, Tamaj, or I would guard, like James, like, and I would just, I just make it tough. I'll just make it tough.
There's a must.
And then, like,
Earl, I mean, come on.
Vito was like, after every game, he was like, yo, I love your game. Like he'll talk to me like he coached me, like,
Yep.
and I always have respect for him. Like even when they don't even do this no more. We used to have games at Wolf Park,
Those were the
and
games.
those
the best games.
those were the best games.
Going to the tree and smoke.
Yeah,
Yep.
we used to have those. And
Oh, those were the games.
yeah, Wolf Park used to be them games. Definitely, Wolf Park was the games.
Battles.
Definitely. So, you being a head coach, what did you look for in an assistant coach?
Yeah, so I look for someone to fill the blanks of my weaknesses. Like I've always felt that way because I knew what I was to coach. I knew like I was, you know, I knew I filled some of the things that he, you know, like the connection to the guys. And being able to let somebody down easily as opposed to like just blasting them.
Yeah.
I learned that. So so I look for guys like, to be honest with you, I look for a coach that is crazy about defense. For me. Some coaches won't even like tell you their weaknesses and stuff like that, you know. But I just believe that's just somebody who doesn't want to get better.
Yeah.
Or is insecure about themselves.
Yeah.
But I look for a coach that is a defensive orientated person. Then I look for someone who is super organized because I'm not like the best in organizational. I am like, you know, if you gotta run a team, you know,
Gotcha,
you
yeah.
gotta do that. But I like someone who can also step in like an administrator type.
Yep.
But yeah, if like for me, like I've been super lucky, man, to have some real good assistants. Like just starting out, like, you know, Mike Catterbone, who is just, I think, he playing his 3rd chip at Notre Dame West Haven. He's the assistant coach there.
Yeah.
So when I left Notre Dame, he went there, but I had him at St. Joe's my first job. He was my assistant. Tommy Sparks,
Yep.
who everybody knows. He's a legend.
Good guy.
He's great guy. He complimented me so well at Notre Dame. My roommate who played in the league for 10 years in the NBA was Marty Conlon.
Yeah, he coached with me at Ludlow now.
He's with you now at
At
Ludlow.
Ludlow. That's my guy.
He was my assistant. Like he's just like, give me the bigs.
Yeah, that's all he did.
I'm not a big man guy. Like I need guys that know how to teach big men. You know, I need guys that could teach a press. I got it.
Yeah.
But like I want guys who master in it. And so Marty was great. You know, Mike was great. I've had head coaches who have come to be coaches with me. Al Tolomeo and David Scrivens. Clem and I assisted together under Vito. So we like I said, we came up in the same everything. But yeah, those are the type of assistants I look for. Just the ones that will compliment me, help me where I'm not good at.
What would you say is your weakness as a coach? Like that you got to get better on.
Okay, that's good. I would say I have a hard time running guys. I have a hard time making dudes get on the line and sprint for a half hour.
I
have a
love
hard
that.
time doing that. I don't know what it is. Like I'll make you do a couple sprints, and then I might put a ball in there so I can feel a little bit better. Everyone get a ball.
Yeah.
Now sprint.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better. But for some, and I had no problem running. Like, the coach would get on the line. I got my ass on the line. I ran a million sprints in my life.
Yeah.
I ran a million, laps around the track and stuff like that. But just, telling kids to get on the line and just tell them, not abusing them, but like the old coaching style.
Yeah.
I have a problem, with that. But again, Coach Roy Bentley was my assistant at Mercy, and if dudes got out of line, I just look at him. He goes, "I got it," and he had no problem telling dudes, "All right, again, again." To the point, sometimes I walk out because
You
I want to blow the whistle and say, all right.
Yeah.
But nah. I just knew, they gotta run.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a fault. That's a fault of mine, man. I don't feel like you gotta run guys into the ground. I don't. That's just me.
Yeah. I do it though. I'm not gonna lie because it's like they know if they continue to do the BS.
Yes.
Damn, we gotta run next practice.
No, you're right.
Like like my kids now, like that I coach, like you can ask them, they probably run crazy like one practice or two practices out the whole year because they like, I do not want to do it. Like I won't even bring a basketball in the gym.
I was at that practice when they ran the whole practice.
You was there that practice.
Really?
They ran the whole practice. It's to the point where
The whole practice.
they didn't even touch it. I didn't even want them to stretch. Like,
They
yo,
ran the whole practice.
practice hour and a half. Straight running. You got 6 teams. You get 30. Like it was getting crazy. And then it's like, but if I ain't love them,
Right.
I'll be like, you know what? Go ahead, do what y'all want to do.
Right.
I remember it was one practice that I said, yo, since y'all don't want to listen to me, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. And I just sat there.
Oh, that hurts them even more.
That hurts them because they looking for me to talk to them, and I'm not. Hey, do what y'all want to do. I got some kids that's BS. And then there's some kids they be like, yo, come on, let's do this, do this. And those the kids that you want.
My biggest motivating factor is playing time.
Yeah.
Your ass will be on that bench. And then you'll be wondering why. In the middle of the game, I'll just walk by somebody like you remember in practice, it's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And then just keep it moving. Like that's how I'm getting you.
Yeah.
Playing time. But on wood.
Yeah.
I play harder in practice.
Definitely.
Ass on the bench equals I need to play harder.
Yeah.
If you want ass off bench, let's play it's simple.
It's different now though. Like, cause like us growing up, like if you didn't play, like our parents would be like, "That's your problem." Oh well. Like nowadays, you gotta play everybody, and it's like, what are we teaching them?
Right.
Like it's hard because it's like I'm going against what I do as a coach. Like, and it's like if your son's not playing hard, like it's different. Like we grew up playing like we got to earn our shit. We got to go
all
get
the
this.
time.
We got to get this. Our parents wasn't paying for stuff if we have asked them. They not
wasn't
doing
talking
that.
to the coaches.
We're not talking to the coaches. They not kids. It's crazy.
No, now the parents, it's like a negotiation.
Yeah, it's like hey, nah, it's
Like I
crazy.
can tell you parents, like you pay for practice.
Yeah,
Like you're paying for practice. Like you're not paying for the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like and I'll let them know. Like playing time, and even parents in high school or college, playing time is not negotiable. Like that's something we'll never talk about.
Definitely high school.
We could
college,
talk about
yeah.
what he needs to do to get better, but we'll never talk about playing time because what that does is it brings in somebody else. It brings in another kid's parent, parent's kid. So now we're talking about this kid.
yeah.
No, we're not talking
We're
about
not doing
somebody
that.
else. We're talking about you.
Talking about that kid, absolutely.
So how was it going from St. Joe's to Notre Dame, coach?
Man, all right. It felt like how it did when I was playing in high school. Like when I went to Notre Dame, I had that feeling of when I was at St. Joe's playing. If that makes any sense, like I felt like the administration was digging it, the athletic directors, whoever they were, the principal, everybody all the way through, Father Bill. Like I felt everybody, like the feeling I felt when I first got to St. Joe's with Coach Montelli to play for him, and the way those teachers were, and everyone was, and like this kid's cousin was his cousin, and everybody was related.
Yeah.
That's how I felt coming over to Notre Dame. Like it was great. Now, getting to know the kids was different. Like I had to and at that point, man, I was really studying the game. Like I was reading up on a lot of stuff. Like that's where I really built my structure to where what I have now as far as like things I could pull from. I want to go to sleep. I was up till 3, 4 in the morning every day trying to learn something. And going into Notre Dame, like I found out that say Woodley,
Yeah.
I heard he was like on the outs. Like he was. So my first thing when I got to Notre Dame was I'm getting with him.
Yeah.
I'm finding him, and me and him are going somewhere, and we're talking. So first day on the job, I found Woodley, man, and we went to Famous Pizza. I took him to Famous, just me and him, and we talked, and we just got an understanding between each other. And then to the point where I never had an issue with Woodley. Never. To this day, like I love him to death. Like
guy.
he is my guy.
Yeah.
Like I could tell you some stories, man. But yeah, so he was my first guy. I had to get him. And then believe it, you probably will believe it, because Nori was so tight to Vinny.
Yeah.
Nori didn't talk to me for like a month. Nori didn't look at me. He didn't talk to me. We'd be at meetings. He would be like this, but like not disrespectful. But I knew what it was. Like his man left.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I get it. And then I started having to explain to the team, like what I was just telling you earlier. Vinny worked me out.
Yeah.
Vinny, I called him like anytime, like from day one till the time I left Notre Dame, when I was talking to the team, I referred to him as Uncle Vinny. Like I let them know he's my uncle. Like he's my don't think I came in here and got him up out of here.
Yeah.
This is the way that it worked out. I went through it this way. It wasn't like I schemed to get Vinny out. I went to his house 3 times before I even started to sit with him and talk about Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
So they didn't know that. But once I finally told them, and Nori realized it wasn't some shady stuff.
Yeah.
Nori is like a son to me. He's more like a son to me than any of them. Tyler too. Tyler. And Woodley is I just have so much respect for Woodley, man. Like I don't know if his sister had a baby or whatever, but when he would bring the baby to practice. Like he had the baby in a carrier. And in the beginning, as a coach, yo, what's going on? No, you calm it down. Who is that? It's my nephew or my niece. I can't remember if it was his nephew or his niece. And my sister's working, so I'm watching him today. Got you. I respect that man.
Yeah.
And, you know, to this day, he works his butt off in whatever he does.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And then Tyler and I just had a different relationship.
Yeah.
You know, we were pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he came from New York, and
Yeah.
like he didn't have family out here, so I really had to step in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not step in and be daddy, but like step
No,
in
yeah.
and be family.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
when we
definitely.
were. Like, yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If we talking point guards, like him and T, like two best point guards, I honestly could say I ever coached.
TB is nasty.
In this, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
like both of them. You know, I wish I had him as a head coach. He would have made me look real good.
TB was nasty.
But yeah, died. You know, I taught for 2 years.
Yeah. Like, even like in high school, I used to come to the games like obviously like, I'm like a product of Vinny. Like, and then when I heard Watts got that job, I'm like, word, that's Watts got the job? Shit, I'm in
you
there.
wish you was
I'm
playing
in
for
there. Like, shit, I wish I was playing like for Watts. Like, you feel me? No disrespect to Vinny. I'm like, what? So I used to go to some of the games and stuff. And then this how like I first met TB. And in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker right here will never play for Vinny. I swear to God, because Vinny, like Tyler was like, he didn't give a fuck. Like Tyler was just like, he didn't care, like at all. And then like, I was like, yo, he will never play. Vinny will not go for that at all. And then once I like started going to the games and like kind of started understanding them, and then it's like, I got close to him a little bit because he used to be at Nori House all the time, and Kodrick lived right next door. And yeah, I remember they used to have open runs at Notre Dame. And then I'm like, now I'm starting to like, you know, get to know him. Like, yo, he all right. He a cool dude. Like, and then like, I think the summer like of his junior year going to senior year, I used to see like mad highlights of him like going crazy in the summer. And I'm like, nah, he good. He that one. He that one. Like we just had D up on the podcast. He put Tyler in the top 5 at Notre Dame. Because the stuff he done in 2 years,
Right.
nobody did.
No, I heard that.
Nobody did.
That's
And, yeah, Tyler was good.
Yeah.
So speaking of that Notre Dame team, 2018, that undefeated season, y'all got that banner in the gym. Number one, which I was number 1 in the state.
Yes.
Y'all was ranked in the country too. Tell us about.
Ranked in the country too. That's tough.
Yep.
We got the number 1 in the state, number
Yep.
1 in New England, and top 100 in the country.
Tell us about that.
The banner.
Everything. That team in the banner.
Man, goodness gracious. It was defense. To be completely honest with you, they played defense. They locked down, man, that whole year. In every position, we probably had the best player on the court or the state at each position, man. Like with Josh Reeves and Tyler and Nori and Woodley and Damian.
That's a good 5.
Yeah. And then like more came. X would come
X,
in
yeah.
threes, and it was just like I watched those videos, man. Like even back then, and I'm like, the reason why we're winning is these dudes lock up.
Yeah.
Like you cross half court, and it's like I felt bad for teams. They were like, Woodley was a grown man in your face. Damon, like he'll get down, start slapping the floor, like the defensive effort that whole year. And then you get Tyler, who, when anytime he wants to, he could turn it on. And you know, he would be so bored sometimes. Like I had to do things in practice to keep him engaged because he was so IQ was so ahead of it. So I'm starting to lay out a drill, and he's already figuring it out. Like he's already knows where I'm trying to get to. And then he's like, all right, so we're gonna do that and then we're gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, but let me explain it. He already knew where we were going with everything. He was just so smart. So I had to come to practice and like trick him sometimes. And so it was a task every day. And you know, it's not fun being undefeated, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It sounds great. At the end of it, it's great. But every game, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for, all right, this is the game. This is the game. This is it. We're done. We're not winning this game. Like I'm positive going into everyone, but like, when is it gonna happen? Because it's hard to go undefeated. Like I coached under the
best,
most winningest coach in
Connecticut history.
and we never went
never went
undefeated.
undefeated. Yeah,
Not
we didn't.
once. And we had
I think we lost
some of the
one
best
game,
teams.
2 games.
Yeah. And so here we are. We're undefeated. I'm a nervous wreck every day, man. Just because, like, I just didn't want it to end. But then, like, again, more sleepless nights, trying to get better as a coach, trying to go in and trick this kid with a high IQ every day. So I'm coming in with different stuff, just to keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah.
But that season was great, man, because like we beat the top team in every league on the way to the chip. Like we beat like best team in the FCAC going. We beat Notre Dame and West Haven. We beat Bassick.
Y'all played Bassick at Hill House. I remember. Yep.
Like we beat all the top teams going to play Sacred Heart, and now we're playing Sacred Heart 107-0.
Yeah.
Going into the game, 107-0.
They ain't losing like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Waterbury?
Yeah.
107-0. We going and we're playing them, and then I just felt it, man. I just knew it.
Was that year? That year was when Tyler went off on Danbury, or was that the year before?
Yep. So yeah, we beat Danbury too on the way. They were another. That was a crazy thing. We're down 20 in the fourth quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, we're down 20.
I remember that. The next day, I was seeing it over the internet. I remember that.
We're crazy. Down 20. So now the game, the quarter starts. Nori fouls out. Now everybody's crying. I'm literally.
It's Nori senior year.
Nori senior year. Dame senior. Now they done been to the chip 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just like, this is it. So I bring the whole team over to Nori. Nori just fouling out. He's upset. I bring everybody around him. I go, look at him. Look at him. He ain't never going to play again unless you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
He goes. Damon fouls out. I do the same shit. Everybody. You see him? He ain't never going to play again unless you. Now, Tyler starts acting like his ankle sprained. Or maybe it was. But he's like, Coach, it's a wrap. I'm like, what? Now, his mother and his whole New York crew never missed a game. They not in the building. They not in the building. He's looking at the door the whole game. They not in the freaking building. Finally, there's a timeout called. All the dudes I just said fouled out. Now it's Woodley, Josh, Tyler. I don't even. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm
you
sorry.
forgot.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his mother pops her head in the huddle and says, "Stop crying, little bitch." Just like that. Sorry to say it like that.
Nah, real talk.
She peeked her head in the huddle. Like all of a sudden, between Woodley and Tyler, I see her head pop in. And I was like, and I'm in the huddle. I'm down and we're in the huddle. And he's like, he looks at her and then he looks at me. And then Woodley goes, this is my God. I told you, like, from the beginning, now we're at the end. He goes, excuse me, man, my coach is talking. He said that to his moms.
Yo.
Excuse me, man, my coach is talking. So she backs out, and that was all
That
she
was it.
wrote, bro.
Wow.
That cat, I don't know what happened. I had the best seat in the house.
That was crazy.
But this dude just step back 3, step back, another step back, Now we're down 10, and I'm like, nah.
We had like 30-something in it, right?
He killed it, man. I don't even know
That's
how many
crazy.
In the fourth.
No,
In
didn't even-
overtime, had
did
30
not
something.
make any sense to me.
That's crazy.
And I'll say it now, and I know St. Joe's people follow you.
Yeah.
One of the most disturbing things during that game was looking across, seeing all the maroon and gold sitting in the bleachers clapping for Danbury.
Wow.
Danbury.
That hurt. That
hurt you.
That hurt me, man. And I'm like, man, if we could get through this game, boy, like I'll be the happiest. And I'm watching them, and I just couldn't. They're like, yo, coach, you got to coach the game.
Yeah.
Like, but I just couldn't help it. Like that was family.
Family.
And it wasn't anybody up there that was family.
Yeah.
But it was like the maroon and gold. And I could see him doing all, doing
Yeah.
this. And I'm like, wow.
Surprise.
And then as we start winning, I'm sort of looking up there like,
Yeah.
you clapping now?
Hell no. Not at all.
Not at all.
You ain't clapping no more.
All right, so when you coaching, like, who do you pull from? Like, coach that you pull from?
Straight veto. That's the and I don't want to say that's just to minimize it, but that's my foundation.
Yeah.
Like family, character, just being a good person, all that stuff, defense. But then I pull from Coach Bentley, like I wanted to be Charlie Bentley. He was my idol coming up. Like I went to all the Harding games coming up. I watched him come out like the suits and all that stuff. He used to come out like with suits on, but he would coach his butt off.
Yeah.
And he had great teams. So I get like a lot of that from Coach Bentley because he and I have talked so much in my life. He's like an uncle to me. Then I pull from Rick Barnes. I pull from Jeff Van Gundy. My number one reference right now on my resume is the president for the NCAA. His name's Dan Gavitt. He runs the NCAA tournament every year. He's one of my main references. I pull from him because he used to coach at Providence.
Okay.
And then it's all like just I learned a lot from my assistants. Like I pull a lot from Tom Sparks. I pull from this guy. I don't know where like I like to stay calm during games.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that dude. Like I'm not the rob. Like in game. Like
Yeah.
if we hit a 3 at the right time and the crowd goes crazy, I'm not erupting with them. I'll erupt when the crowd isn't. Like I try to find my spots to, push the guys when I know that when they need it the most. But yeah, I pull from those guys. I pull from Coach Montelli, Clem. I love Clem. I love his defensive aggressiveness, and I know how he rolls out a lot of his press and his pressure, and so I learned from that. But yeah, like Billy Donovan, who I speak to often. He gives me a lot of the pro stuff. Like last year I implemented this thing called the two-sided NBA break, and like the Rockets run it the best with Harden. It's just a two-sided break. You can Google it in a second. It's like a 50-minute presentation of the two-sided NBA break. I think every team should be doing
do
it,
it.
man. Like back in the day, we used to have the number break.
Yeah.
2 and the 3 run it.
Yeah.
The middle guy runs it. Then
5, take the ball out.
Hit the 3. No, this is like
Vinny used to run that.
it's a little bit.
F.
It's a little bit different, man. I love it.
That's tough. Yeah. So speaking of coaches, like, are there any other coaches in your family?
Yeah. So besides my cousin Greg, Greg's at UB. My cousin Dominique is in Boston.
Yep.
Dominique Langston. My cousin Kyle Watts is the head softball coach at Shelton. My cousin Armin is the head boys basketball coach at Kennedy High School. I have a cousin in the DMV out Baltimore way, who coaches girls basketball. My uncle Dwayne has been coaching softball for me, and then my son is just starting to like get into bitty stuff. Like he's starting to like enjoy, like he's with Connecticut Elite now. Trying to just trying to see if it's something he might like. So he's trying it. But yeah, a lot of the family members, man, are in it.
So on the note of family members, how impactful was your mom to you? Rest in peace to her.
Yep, thank you.
Great lady. She should be out all the games.
Every game.
Your
Every
pop
single game.
was one of her favorites.
Yo.
Like my mother loved Earl Coleman. Loved him. Yeah, my mom's. She introduced me to the game. She brought me to every game. She was my first coach. She coached me on this team called High Five, and I was in like 5th grade. My mother coached there. She just showed me what hard work is. She'd leave early in the morning. She'd be home late at night. But she was always there for me, and she was like the team mom. Like everybody knew my mother, and like I said, they knew her before I started playing because she was with Coach Bentley running all those leagues in Bridgeport. So everybody knew her. And then when I finally came up there, you're like, oh, you're Miss Watts' son. I didn't even have a name. I was
Miss Watts' son.
like, and then I had to be, I had to get good for them to just call me Watts or Chris or but yeah, she my mother was everything to me. She was my biggest critic. She'll let me know, and she wouldn't even have to tell me I'm doing something wrong. Just to look, just look at her, and she'd be like, "That ain't, you ain't supposed to be doing that." So yeah, she meant so much. Like we would go out. Like remember Minute Bowl?
Yeah.
Like Minute Bowl would like meet us out for pizza. Me and my mom and like a bunch of other players. Charles Smith and my mom like was really close. Like I said, Earl, I'm sure been in the car with me and my mom a million times. Greg Thomas, like just everybody like knew who she was, man. And she didn't have a problem bringing anybody anywhere. Like
At
she
all.
brought everybody everywhere, man.
She was a great lady. I remember from my first ever like interaction with her. I remember little Chris used to play for the Orangemen. Chris used to play for the Orangemen.
Metro
Dang,
League.
that's true.
Yep. He used to play for the Orangemen at the Sheen Center, and she was probably the first lady that I seen like have like bring like the cushion seats for the bleachers. Like she used to always have that, and like everybody knew that was your mom. Everybody knew that was Chris' grandmother. Like, and she took care of everybody like she was like they were their own. And like one memory like I remember when you won the state championship. And that was the first person you looked for. I remember that, and I was there. I was there that day, and that was a great moment. And it wasn't even my moment. I'm like, that's right there. That shit should be framed. Like that was.
And
that
I
was,
saved that thing too. My cousin videoed that, which I'm glad. Cause
Yeah.
I have to go back and look at that. But yeah, once I said whatever till on the court, I'm like, look, I had to share that moment with her. Because, she knew my struggles too.
Yeah.
Battling, certain places, and I not getting along it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, being able to win one by myself.
It's tough.
And not have, the mentor with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was there, and then no one knows this either, man. But I was in the hospital with her that night. We get out to the all the parents are waiting for everybody. We kids got down, got dressed. I come out. My mom is out there, and all of a sudden she just collapsed.
Wow.
Like right in front of everybody. So like I'm literally the ambulance came.
Wow.
And that night we won the chip at Notre Dame. I'm in the hospital with my mom.
Wow.
Up in Mohegan.
Wow.
And it was because she was dehydrated. That's nothing crazy, but she had on like a fleece top. She was hot. All the excitement. She just collapsed.
So
For a good reason, because I'm sure I would have had a couple. Probably better idea.
more than a couple.
Exactly. So things happen for a reason.
Absolutely. Definitely. So we just talked about your mom, and I know earlier in the segment that you said you really didn't grow up like with your dad. So if you could, can you tell us a little bit about your dad?
Yep. All I knew about him growing up was that what his name was. I knew his name, and then my mom always told me that he played professionally. And then from there, I would always do my own little research from there, but never had the drive to find out who he was. Like I didn't really care to know because I always felt like I'd be stabbing my mother in the back if I decided to look for my father. But I knew he played ball. I knew he played at Pacific, which is Pacific University now, out in California in Stockton. And I knew he used to be friends with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wow.
Like all these things my mother would tell me like over the years, just give me a little bit here and there. And then that was about it. Like I'd be playing in arenas around the country, with the Big East or something like that, and I'd look at a guy looking at me, and I'm like, oh, is that him? Like, it's crazy, man. Like I don't wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
Like to just like wonder. I'm wondering, could this be this dude? Just popping up on me just to see me, and and then like that, I went through college, and then this guy named Coach Larry Shyatt. He ended up coaching at the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
And retired from there like maybe 3 years ago. I went into his office. He was Rick Barnes' assistant. I went in there and I gave him my father's name and I said, anything you could do, Coach. I just want to know where he is, if he's alive, who he was, da-da-da. My mother said he played here, played there. And this guy had a million contacts. And then 2 days go by and he calls me in his office. He slides me a piece of paper.
Wow.
It says, here he is. This is his number in college. And for like a week, man, I looked at that paper, man. And I ended up throwing the shit away.
Wow.
I threw it away. I felt like I didn't want to disrespect my mother.
Yeah.
And then later on in life, man, like I'm like 46, 40 something. And I end up finding him. I end up locating him in California.
Wow.
And took a trip out there. And freaking met him in an elderly home on a bed.
Wow.
Like he's in a wheelchair. He had gotten paralyzed or something like that. But I walked in, I met him for the first time, man. And he told me that every time Providence played on TV, he would get all of his family together and they'd watch me.
Wow.
And so like those times where I'm like, is he
him?
watching? I know he's watching.
Yeah.
All them times coming up where I felt like he was watching,
He was.
he was. And so like I met my uncles, I met his brothers. They were like, yo, yeah, we used to watch you. Everybody used to come and watch you play. And so like it was like I felt like I known him my whole life when I finally met him. I didn't hold a grudge because there's always two sides to every story. I don't hold a grudge with my mom. I don't hold a grudge with. But when I went to California that week, I didn't tell my mother where I was going. I just told her I was going to California. I've been there before, so she what would she think? When I got out there and told her I made it to California, she says, "I hope you find what you're looking for."
Wow.
And I'm like, how did
She know.
I don't know that?
Mothers know everything.
Right?
They know everything.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Wow.
And then I came home and I told her. I said I met him, and it was great meeting him, man.
That's good.
I went back a couple more times after that, and then I get a call from a cousin saying he was like on his deathbed, and I went there. I'm by his side. The nurse comes in and is like, "Oh, are you his brother?"
Wow.
And I'm like, "Nah," because he has 3 other kids besides me. And she says he has no record of any kids on his thing. Like, and I'm like, "Well, I'm his son." And so like she wanted me to make decisions on things.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, I'm not. Like, leave whoever's making those
Decisions
decisions
to them. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because it was just like we hadn't had that kind of relationship, man.
Yeah.
But I got a chance to meet him before he went.
That's cool.
It was great. I needed that. To be honest with you, man, I needed that closure in my life.
Do you feel like him being like sort of absent in your life made you the father that you are today?
It's, man, the crazy thing is like I want to be there for all the other players, like for all the kids that don't have it. Like I feel like I could see it before they even tell me that their father's not in their life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm here for that. Me and my son have a great relationship. Like he and I are real tight.
Yeah.
My daughter's at UConn. We're going through daddy daughter stuff. All the time. But I love her to death, and but yeah, like I think with him not being there, it made me a little more sensitive to other things.
Got you.
So is it like a certain quote that you live by?
Yeah. It is. And it's kind of simple. Be a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. Be a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. Because we all hate people who come in the building or in the room and they know everything. Yeah. You think you know it. Like everybody knows a know-it-all. Everybody knows when, and they're not good people to be around. You know everything. There ain't nothing I can tell you that you don't know. But my thing is like, learn it all.
Yeah.
Like there's, I'm, you know,
Still learning.
I'm still learning, man. Like there's, and I feel like I'm not gonna learn everything before I go. You know what I mean? Because there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
But if you're just a learn it all and not a know it all, I think you're gonna do well in this life, in this world. And another thing is if it's important enough to say it, write it down. If it's important enough to remember, write it down. Vito told me that, and I'll never forget it. You know, he wrote everything down. And he's like, you want to know why I write it down? Because it's important. If it's important enough to you, write it down. You know.
So you being a college player, you being a coach, a head coach, what do you look for in a kid that you're recruiting?
Yeah. And Sherrod hit it right on the head when you ran it down the other day. Just the skill sets, the three things. Can you dribble it? Can you pass it? Can you shoot it? And then everything surrounding those three things, right? A thing I love to do when I go into the gym is I'll come into the gym and I'll just look down at the ground. I'll look at feet. Because footwork is going to tell you everything about a kid. Like when I hear the squeaky, 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 I gravitate to that person. Then from there, I work my way up. Like I want to watch footwork. If I'm watching big men, I'm looking in the paint. I'm just watching their feet. Do they got the Elijah Wan stuff, right?
Yep.
Guards up top. Are your hips quick? Can your hips switch directions quickly? So it starts with the feet for me. Like I need to hear the. I gotta hear that. Right, and then from there I work my way up, right, and then everyone should be able to shoot it by the time they're going to college.
Yeah.
It's a matter of like, are you taking good shots? Are you taking bad shots? It always comes down to grades. That's pretty much that's a separator. Are your grades good? How is your where are you? What's your grade point average? That's gonna separate kids right off rip. But yeah, it's skill set. And then are you coachable? Like some coaches come to games just to watch the players warm up. Like, which to me is, I want to see the game.
Yeah.
But some coaches will go in the game, watch how you get ready before the game, and then leave. Some coaches just wait for you to come out the game to see how you interact with guys on the bench. Yeah, you got to look at all. You have to look at all that, and then one thing that I like to do too is I'll call opponent coaches. Like I'll be like, "Hey, you played such and such. How was he?" Because an opponent's coach will be straight up with you.
Yeah.
If he's a jerk, they're gonna say he was a jerk. If he was like, "Hey, listen, he kept his mouth shut. He played his ass off. We couldn't stop him." Like, great.
I had like two different questions before we get into a segment that we always get into. One of my questions were, why number 33?
Yeah. Man, it's gonna sound corny. Like, yeah. So 33, my whole career, everything was 33 because of Larry Bird. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if you, Larry Bird. Like I thought he did everything right as a player. So coming up, I always liked Larry Bird. That's been, and then on the way to college, for the fact that I could shoot the three.
Yeah.
Then the number really stuck with me. Then later on in life, I found out my father's birthday was on March 3rd.
Oh wow.
Like that bugged me.
That's crazy.
Like I wore 33 my whole life. My father's born on 3/3.
3-3. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Like growing up, was it like? I don't want you to seem like it's that old. Like, was it 3-point line?
Yeah. So my senior years when it came in. My senior years when the 3-point line came in, and then that's when Coach Montelli formed a relationship with Rick Pitino. Because Pitino was like that coach in America that was utilizing that 3-point line. So he wanted to know how he could utilize it. That's how we sort of connected, with Pitino. Even though he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
But it came in my senior year. Yeah. And then the crazy thing is, I made 9 threes in a game my senior year. The first year the 3-point line came in, and it stuck
27
for 20
points.
years. Like the record in the state,
Yeah.
it stuck for 20 years, and then somebody beat it, but the record still stood at St. Joe's. And then I don't know. Did you play with Rob Harrigan?
Yeah, I did.
So
My freshman year.
right.
No, my freshman year.
That was your freshman year.
Yeah.
Rob, right?
No. I
You knew
graduated.
his
He
brother. You played
graduated.
with his brother.
Kevin. I played with Kev.
Kev.
Rob here.
Rob was number
I played
50.
with Rob. Yeah, it was my freshman year.
I remember Rob.
So he comes and the Harrigan name is big at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
You know, he played for Coach. His uncle played for him. He came in and had like 7 threes at halftime. And I'm like, this motherfucker.
He's about to break it record.
I'm coaching. so, and I hit 9. Dude comes in third quarter. After the halftime, he hits his 8th. I go, Coach, he's tired. I'm like, get him. Coach, get him. He's tired. And he looks at me and he goes, 20 years is long enough.
Oh, wow.
Right to my face. I was like,
Wow.
Just like,
listen,
Hell.
me and one other person, man, could imitate Coach. Like,
I just
nobody else.
bro. Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
I received an award, I think, for Coach. Maybe, I don't know if it was for me or not, but I received the award. It's from the referees. It's called the Swafield Award. It's from the referees in Connecticut. They give a coach, their whatever sportsmanship award.
Yeah.
So when I received it, I did a whole speech in his voice.
Wow.
Dudes, I'm talking about, I'm looking at the crowd. Them referees were on the floor.
That's
Like,
crazy.
they were rolling.
That's crazy.
I want to thank you for giving me this award.
Stuff. And and like to piggyback off what you said about the state championship run, when he told you, nah, go ahead, you do it. And I remember, you probably don't remember this. This was last year at the alumni games, scale alumni games, and Notre Dame was playing, and we was playing, I think West Hill. We was playing West Hill, and I was coaching, but I was still like trying to make sure everything was intact. Yeah, so I remember we got down by like 12, and I'm like, yo, coach, can you talk to him? Like, what should I do? Talking to you. And you was like, nah, P, you do it. And I'm like, damn, like, I don't know what to do. Like, you feel me? And because you coach Tyler, you coach Nori, you coach Willie, you coach Dame. So I was like, I don't know how to get to these motherfuckers like how you do. And then all I did was like, I gotta act like I'm a player. I gotta act like I'm them. What do I want to hear right now? And I told them, we went on like a 14, 16-0 run, and they ended up winning that shit. And now that you talked about what Vito said to you, you just said it to me, doing right there. We ended up winning the game, and that's a good moment. Yep. But so this part of the segment is we call the Scale Selected 7. We ask you 7 questions.
All right, so the first one.
Yeah.
What's your top 5 players to play at St. Joe's? You can include yourself in there.
It's really not. It's not. Like going into it, I knew I was gonna get this question, right? And I was gonna, and I feel this way. Like I want to maybe exclude my starting 5 that I play with. I mean, every dude on that starting 5 went D1.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
Got you.
So those are my guys. I love them to death. I'm gonna say, like I said, James is probably him and Clem, probably the best point guards I've ever coached at St. Joe's. Clem is more of a 2. James is a 1. So I have to put James there. I really do, man. Not because he's sitting here and I told you.
You told me that, yeah, absolutely.
My cousin Greg. Not because he put me on his top 5.
Yeah.
But like, if no one knows, if Greg played football, man.
If he didn't get
He
hurt,
got hurt.
yeah.
If he didn't get first off, he's in the top 5. So if he didn't get hurt, where would he be?
Top
You
3.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he got hit in the knees, he messed his knee up.
Yep.
So he did like what a vet would do. Like that got hurt. He changed his game up.
Yeah.
Like he started operating off the block. He started doing mid rangers. He wasn't like explosive
Explosive,
rim as
yeah.
much. But you saw all that when he got to college, when he got better.
Better, yep.
Like, so yeah. And then like I look up to this guy, Zan Harrison. Like I brought him up earlier. I think he's one of the nicest dudes ever to play at St. Joe's. Man, it's like so. Like I remember him.
Yeah.
And then I remember everyone as recent as the dudes who play there now.
Okay.
So, I got to throw Zan in there.
So that's
I got to say James, Greg, Zan. I got to say myself. It's tough because there should be a center in there. You know what I mean? And if there was, it would be Marvin Sadler or Tamaj Parker. But I have to throw this player in, Doremus Bennerman.
I heard of him.
Doremus Bennerman.
Heard he gave Harden problems his freshman year.
To me, I think he's the nicest dude to ever play there. His name is Doremus Bennerman.
Yeah.
He's off the chain, man. He's dual citizenship in Spain. I think he's a citizen in Sweden. He was playing overseas for that long. Like he was like baby Jordan, man. Like when I was a senior, he was a freshman, and he was unbelievable. He scored like 30 in the NCAA tournament. Like he's
tough.
He was so tough, man. Yeah, Doremus is everything.
Yeah, I heard about him. I heard about him. A couple.
Doremus,
Yeah.
that's the
I
heard about him.
and there's so many.
Yeah.
There's
Definitely.
so many that but I can't leave Greg. I can't leave James out. Can't leave Tamaj or Marv out. Zan and Doremus. I mean, it's not 5, but I gotta,
you gotta throw those in there. Absolutely.
Some folks are gonna be tight. But
Nah, that's everybody got their 5.
and my thing is like, if you ain't there for 4 years, man,
Can't be in that combo.
sorry.
Yeah.
Like I know Danny said Tyler offered the 2 years. But
Yeah.
he was kind of different, man. Like,
Yeah.
he brought a team to undefeated.
Defeated and won a chip.
He won.
That's what Notre Dame's first chip.
But like, if you there and you bounce, and
Yeah, you
I
can't.
got love for everybody.
Yeah.
But like
You gotta be there for 4 years, at least 3, something like you got.
Then you're good.
Yeah, then you good. Yeah, because like you said earlier, it's not fair if like it don't really like it's not compatible. Like how you said, if somebody comes from another state and wins Connecticut Player of the Year, like you can't. Like facts.
that's crazy.
So the next question is top 5 players you ever coached in high school.
In high school that I coached.
Yep.
Yep. As assistant or head.
Absolutely.
So I coach James. I coach Greg. Those are my 2 guys in my top 5. So I got to put them in. I got to put Tyler Bourne in it, right? Because I got to get over there to there. So we got Greg, James, Tyler. Man, Tamaj, for sure. Because I didn't coach Marvin Sadler.
Yeah.
And I coached Tamaj. So I got 3 so far from St. Joe's.
Yep.
And man, I mean, I had Arkell for a year.
Arkell, yeah.
was off the chain.
That was tough.
Arkell was tough.
Yeah.
He was tough. I coached Richie Kelly. I mean, he was tough.
He was
But
good.
like I got to put Nori in there. I think I got to put Nori in there, man. At Notre Dame.
Nori was tough too.
2 at Notre Dame, 3
3
at
St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Got it.
James, Tamaj, Greg, Tyler, Nori.
Got it. That's a good 5.
Even our high school AAU team was tough. That we had my senior year Connecticut elite team. We had me, Tone.
I had TJ Rob. I remember I quit.
And I gotta put Josh in there. I gotta put Josh Reeves in there.
Josh is tough.
I gotta put him in there with that group.
Yeah.
I have to, and please include that.
Nah, yeah, absolutely. Josh was tough.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Josh,
too, man. Shout out
I love Josh.
No, Josh.
I love Josh.
He was like a backbone over there at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like, he was that dude that never wavered. Like he would come play hard every freaking game. He never had an attitude. He was never ups and downs. He was just steady.
A great guy too.
And he's a great kid, man.
Josh
Great
is tough.
family.
Yep. Josh is tough.
He came from St. Joe's
To Notre Dame. Yep.
with me. So yeah.
Nah, that AAU team was tough.
Oh man.
Yeah, the
When they
Canada
had-
League one.
I remember y'all was a senior. And
That was
a-
my senior
and
year,
I was a
yeah.
junior and I played. And I didn't even give a fuck about playing. yeah.
Practicing at St. Joe's, right?
Yeah, they practiced at St. Joe's. Y'all
We had
had
everybody
y'all
from the
had
FCAC on our team. We
y'all had
the FCAC
TJ.
All-Star
They
team.
had TJ Jackson.
Oh, did we have Doubleson?
Don
Tone,
Tone, yeah.
We had Dimitri from Bassick. We had everybody.
It was
We had
crazy.
Antoine from
That's
Tweez.
yo,
I had
like-
Tweez.
Yo, I like Antoine.
Yo.
Tweez.
Tweez, yeah,
Yo, I love
Tweez.
him.
Yo, yeah, that was
my guy.
that team was
Everybody.
tough. That team was tough. And I remember because I was
that was
playing
like
with
the FCAC All-Star team right there.
I was playing with Carl and they was BSing. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to displace. I'm just trying to go somewhere. I'm just trying to get better. Kawhi was like, yo, come on, play with us.
You had Mendenhall, right? Was Mendenhall with
Nah,
you?
he way older than me. Quan's older than me.
Okay.
Quan was with like Rome and
Quan was
like
with Greg and them, man.
Quan, yeah. Quan and them, yeah. They was a senior when I was a freshman.
Quan was nice.
Yeah, they
Nasty.
yeah, Quan was nasty.
He was always
Quan was
never
nasty.
playing, bro.
Quan was
Yeah.
nasty.
On I just don't want to forget like when I was at Mercy, like the two coaches that I had with me was Evan Kelly
Yep.
and
Sherroy.
And the great part about that was because again Schroeder's straight defense.
Yeah.
I mean I'm talking. He knows he
Mm-hmm.
knows the stuff. And Evan offensive mind was crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
So to have both those two, and then I idolized like I wanted to be Coach
Bentley.
and he was like a mentor to me growing up. And then Evan Kelly's father
Earl.
to Earl Kelly,
Yeah.
UConn legend,
Mm-hmm.
to me is him and Wes Matthews are like the OGs that I feel like can step on the court anytime and be the best on the floor. Like
Yeah.
Earl Kelly, Evan Kelly's father.
Or you just have like 35, 38 in high school. Like senior
No,
year.
Evan like flicks it kind of like his
Yeah.
father had all that. Man.
I heard that.
That's crazy.
Top 5 players in CT from your era.
My era.
So like if you had the building starting 5, who's those 5 players that you bringing with you?
That's tough, man.
That's a good
That's
question.
a good one. I gotta throw. Man. Because there's a couple, man. Chris Smith, leading scorer in UConn history.
Yep.
Chris Smith.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Tough.
Leading scorer in UConn history. Chris Smith off rip. Like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Frenchie Tomlin.
Mm.
Like, again, retired Jersey Harding. This guy played at Florida State, man. To me, one of the nicest dudes ever. Theron Mays.
I worked out. Yeah, that was my
He used to
trainer.
He used to work people out in New Haven.
That was my trainer.
Theron Mays played at Florida State, played for the Sixers, but wouldn't give Charles Barkley the ball.
His son played for Florida State too, right?
Florida State too. Yep.
He went to Hells for a little bit.
Xavier.
Yeah. He was nasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
He played with
So-
Dwayne Bacon.
So I forgot. So we got Chris Smith for sure, Frenchie Tomlin for sure, Theron Mays for sure. And my other 2 months, including me, no, right? I'm not gonna.
No, you're the coach.
Yeah. Cool. Oh man, we gonna win some games. Man, point guards. Theron will run the point. I just need a big now. I'd say Scotty Burrell and Marvin Sadler.
That's a good 5.
Scotty Burrell was
It's cold.
it.
He got Gatorade Player of the Year too. I
Scotty.
seen. Yep.
Yep. Scotty, Smitty.
He got an 87.
Yeah, Scotty got the year after me.
Yep.
That'd be my 5. Theron Mays is definitely in there. Ron Moy was real good too. You know Fluff?
Yep.
His father.
His father. Yeah.
His father was real good.
I heard.
Bigs were like, there weren't too many bigs back then. I'll roll with Marvin Sadler.
Any
all
day of the
any
week.
day. I mean, he was, and then he came to Providence too.
Yeah, I seen
Big
it. I
Marv.
seen that. I seen.
So he was he's up there with me.
Yeah, that's tough.
And what Charles Smith, is he my era?
Yeah, I mean your era's like,
Okay.
yeah. You could do like that, like a 8-year span, 10-year span.
Charles Smith, man, my goodness.
Yeah.
Charles Smith, Chris Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Frenchie. Yeah, that's it.
So
Charles
these
Smith is nuts.
next questions is if you had to start your team, who would you pick?
So you got Frenchie or Darren Robinson?
Whoa. I got these names. Where'd you get those names? Oh, you
Toast.
got your pops.
Toast.
The two Toast. Both of their nicknames were Toast. This is crazy. Oh man. That's a. Oh, somebody definitely talked to you guys. That's crazy, but I'm gonna go with Frenchie, man, and I love Darren.
Going with Frenchie?
I am.
You know, it's, a lot of people said Darren. A lot of people said a lot of people wasn't messing with Darren.
No.
That's what a lot of people said.
They not
They
messing.
said saying like
Oh,
he averaged
No.
30. He led the country in scoring.
all right. I'm just partial to Frenchie. I'm partial to Frenchie because he made me. I just feel like he made me go.
Yeah.
I never had. I mean, Darren was an animal. That's the hardest. That's very hard.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yo. All right, I'm sticking to Frenchie.
Okay.
Darren's gonna be upset with me.
Chris Smith
Oh, don't do it.
or Phil Lott?
Oh my goodness. You getting to all my boys, man. Man, I might have put Phil on that team too. How the heck? Oh man, that's crazy.
Chris Smith or Phil Lott?
All right. Man, oh man. Both of them. Like, and I'm partial again to Smitty, even though me and Phil are real tight.
Yeah.
Damn, you just named four of my good friends. All right, I'm going Smitty. I'm not gonna waver. Leading scorer in UConn history, Chris Smith.
Got you.
Oh, you got
The next one. Harper Williams or Jerome Johnson?
Goodness. What? Oh man. All right, I'm gonna say Jerome because I'm partial to him too. Like because we grew up. He was my center in South End when I played.
Yeah.
He and I came up together. I knew Harp. But Baby Dawkins, we called him Baby Dawkins.
Yeah.
Johnson.
I heard it was crazy.
Jerome Johnson for me. High school. Yeah. If I'm coaching college, the other one. But
Okay.
Jerome was an animal in high school.
I heard.
Yo, who you been talking to?
I heard. Last
I
one.
don't.
Last one. Scott Burrell or Tyrone Kingwood?
I would say that with quickness.
Quickness.
Because I haven't mentioned him yet. Tyrone Kingwood.
I heard he was a legend.
Tyrone
I heard he
Kingwood.
dunked on. I heard he dunked on. I heard he dunked on somebody at the center.
I'm not even hesitating. He's the best high school player I ever seen in my life. Yo,
Tidy was. I heard.
yo, he was unbelievable, man. He was
Tidy.
a grown man.
Yeah.
I watched him dunk on a 2-3 zone. He came down, crossed up the guard, and just got by the guard at the top and
Yo,
took off, man.
tight.
No. And the rest of the team jumped.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the high school, but
Tidy is tough.
yo,
Tidy was tough.
yo,
Yeah.
I just think he's unbelievable.
That's Jovan, probably.
That's Jovan Pops.
Is it?
Yeah, Jovan Kingwood that went to Notre
The
Dame.
girl that went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, yeah, that's her pops.
Love him to death. I love
That's-
Scotty too. Don't get me wrong.
That's her pops. Yeah. Scott Burrell.
I wrote his name down on my phone to bring that up.
Who Tidy?
Yep.
You got any stories about Tidy? Or just how he was?
Him dunking on that zone. Like, in every game, man.
Yeah.
Every game he can do anything.
Tidy. So are there any like underrated players that didn't make it to play high school or college that people should know about?
I mean, Darren Robinson could have went higher. Didn't say with her. They were D2 when he went.
Yeah.
I think he was a high D1 dude. But he went to college. So
Yeah.
no, I can't. To be honest, I can't think of anybody that like shoulda,
Yeah.
coulda, shoulda.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Okay.
I really can't think of it.
Okay.
That's a man.
So one of the last questions, this for both of y'all, since y'all both, St. Joe's alumni. What was your favorite St. Joe's memory, James?
Favorite St. Joe's memory? It has to be the Hill House game. Like going into halftime, Coach Montelli giving us that speech at the half, and then coming out and then taking the lead, winning the game with both Coach Montelli, Coach Watts right there. Probably my favorite moment.
What about you, Coach?
Same.
Same.
Same. That Hill House game to me was everything. Even when I became a head coach, you know what I mean, and we're coaching in different games and everything. But that Hill House game meant so much on so many different levels.
Yeah.
For me, I knew it was Coach's last one, so that meant a lot. I knew James and Tamaj, just having them for 4 years.
Yeah.
And finally, going again, like we were going back to back at this point. And the hype at Hill House.
Yeah.
Nobody thought we were going to get it.
Yeah.
And then it's up there with that moment is when Coach passed the torch to me. We had a big old banquet. He gave me a ball and passed it off to me.
Wasn't Coach Calipari at our banquet too?
Yeah. Coach Calipari was there.
That's crazy.
It's tough.
Somebody else, man, was there. Mr. Konchowski, he's always
there.
That's a scout person, right? Yeah, tall.
Konchowski, tall one, yep.
Yeah.
Absolute legend, man. He meant so much to me.
Yeah.
He actually, helped my son through high school tuition-wise, too.
Wow.
Tom Konchowski.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know this is like your first interview that you ever done. Like
this,
like
for
this.
real.
And we appreciate it.
Appreciate you for real.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to like tell anyone or anything that we missed out on? Because I know this, like I said, this is probably one of the greatest interviews that we did, coming from a legend, from somebody that you probably don't know that we looked up to. Like when I was younger, I'm like, Watt's cool as hell. Like I'm gonna be like Watt. Like, real
coach,
talk.
real shit.
Like
Coach,
every room he stepped in, it was like everybody knew that was Watts. He was respected. He had all the J's, sweatsuits.
Like real player coach.
Chill,
Like,
had the Spanish hair going, had the curls.
shape.
He had the curls with the shape up. He had the Jalen Rose shape up. He had the Jalen Rose shape up back in the day.
I had that Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey.
It was Chris.
Gray as a mug.
It was Chris.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, if there's anything else that we missed or anything that you want to talk about, we definitely can. But
No, I think we.
yeah, like I said.
I got a funny story with Charles Smith though. Like,
Oh yeah, Charles, yeah.
he's crazy.
I heard y'all real tight.
Super tight. He is my. Besides Wes, Wes is like my big brother.
Yeah.
For sure. Wes Matthews meant so much to me. Just a crazy story. Frank Olenek.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
He's a legend at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame went to the league.
Yeah, he went to the league with Billy. McLeod went there
McLeod.
too. But when I used to go to the YMCA with my mom, I'd get there and she would tell me like, or either Wes Matthews is upstairs, or John Bagley's upstairs, or Frank Olenek is upstairs. So they all were in the league or on their way. So she would always, whenever Frank Olenek was up there, I would go hide and watch him work out. Because this dude he put himself through torture, man. He would be in there I'm talking sprints and the shots, boom, 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 dribbling, and I'm hiding, and I'm watching, learning, watching, and he'd leave, and then I go in and try to replicate everything he just did. And then one day, he asked me to come speak at one of his camps, and he introduced me, and when he was introducing me, he said, he doesn't know this, but I used to double back and watch him do my workout.
Wow.
And I'm like, this dude Caught me. I thought I was just watching his stuff and then getting
Getting it in.
He would double back and watch me
Wow.
do his stuff. So I thought that was real cool, man. And then Charles Smith, when he went to the McDonald's game, he went to McDonald's All-American game. We were tight. You know, he was on his way to Pitt. I was still making my way through high school, you know, still getting recruited. But he was like the last guy that got recruited like I did, really. And never forget, he came in with all his McDonald's gear on. I was waiting for him to come back. He walks into the Sheehan Center during the summer league. I ran over to him. I was like, yo, how'd it go? He's like, oh, it was good, little bro. And I said, did you bring me back anything? I'm like, shorts.
Yeah, son.
Right? He's like, you know what? I got you. And he reaches in his pocket. And I'm like, come on, man, you cannot pull any shorts out of that pocket. So this dude pulls out a McNugget from McDonald's and hands me a McNugget.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you have no idea how mad I was.
That's
like,
crazy.
Chad, we call him Chaz.
Yeah.
Come on, Chaz.
That's tough.
So he's laughing.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I don't know, 40 years. He comes to my mom's wake. Comes to my mom's wake. Wes was there. Coach Bentley was there. John Bag. Like, all the guys came. You know, I was so appreciative to see everybody that came. But Charles comes in, and he's, like, there for a little bit. And then he's like, all right, I got to get going here, but I got something for you.
Nugget.
Handing me a nugget. So that's not even the weird part. I'm like, yo. And in the middle of my mom's wake, I'm like, yo, you. I'm like, how is it still warm? It's still warm. I'm like, get out of here.
Like Julius from the longest yard. The dude from longest yard. McDonald's. Yo, that's crazy, man. But yeah, we got legends, man. Connecticut got legends that, you know, people, if you're not really from Connecticut, you don't really see it, or you don't really know the stories. Man. And like you said, man, like this podcast is for to get all the stories out there that people are scared to ask, or people are wondering, like, yo, like, what's Watts doing now? Or what happened to Watts at Providence? And this is why we do this podcast. And like I said, we appreciate you for coming up here, your time. I know your time is limited. And like I said, me, James, everybody, appreciate you for coming up here, man. Yes, sir.
For sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely, yes. Thank you, man.
For doing what you do.
Already, man.
What you guys are doing, man.
Thank you, man.
I wish they had this back when I was coming up, man.
Yeah.
Not even just just on so many levels, man. Like to even be able to like play a little bit after.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, when that day ends, man, like it's like a dead end, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, where to now?
Yeah. Nah.
Like, for you
right.
to have this venue,
Yeah.
guys can come play and still be good and still
Good,
be in shape
yeah.
and have a crowd.
Yeah.
Man.
That's all it's about.
It's
like,
beautiful.
Cause like, yeah, because even though when we was growing up, we had what, Rest in Peace.
Barely.
That was really it, and it was like, and I remember because, like, my basketball career got cut short because like I had an illness, and like I can't feel like my hands on my legs, so I can't ball. And I remember I was in the hospital bed. I'm like, yo, I gotta start something to keep me like alive. Cause like just how you said, everybody goes through depression. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck can I do to stay relevant in basketball? And then I just came up with this. And I remember my first tournament, I didn't even really have no flyers, no promo. And I remember I pulled up and I was at the Sheen Center and it was packed out.
It was packed out.
And it was crazy. And I'm like, and once I seen that and I was like, all right, I got something here. But it's like, this shit won't be shit without y'all because y'all making it what it is. Like, that's why every time I speak a scale, I speak about everybody else before me. Because like I said, it's nothing without y'all. Nothing without my cameraman. Nothing. Like, so like I said, I appreciate all of y'all.